Good morning, juniors. It is March 23rd, 2020, and we are going into the unknown as of today. And there are a couple of things that I want us to think about. Number one would be a quote by Ben Franklin. Without continual growth and progress, such words as improvement, achievement, and success have no meaning. Well, I think that's exactly what we're doing here. We're going into the unknown. We don't have an idea where we're going educationally. We're going to have to try and figure it out together. And so hopefully you can have some patience with me, and I will try and have as much patience with you as I can. I will try and deliver a weekly message, if not more than weekly. And we're just going to have to figure it out together. So Ben Franklin, obviously, we like Ben Franklin. I like Ben Franklin. He's been looking at us every day as we're in here, staring at us from the file cabinet. Well, Ben Franklin is still right with us. The other thing that I want to think about is one of the topics that we've covered already has been JFK, and how not only was he one of the youngest presidents to ever be elected, but he was very charismatic, and the speeches that he gave and his significance to the civil rights movement was astronomical. So the other thing I would like to share as we get started here is just his quote from the 1961 inaugural address that captivates everything that JFK and really the beginning of the 60s is all about. So I'll let you listen to that.
And so, my fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country. My fellow citizens of the world, ask not what America will do for you, but what together we can do for the freedom of man.
I believe that part right there typifies America. That last part says, but what together we can do for the freedom of man. I think we need to challenge ourselves. Let me get my tie straight here. I think we need to challenge ourselves as we go into this coronavirus and we're trying to adjust to the world as it is today. I think we need to challenge ourselves and remember that everything that we're doing is for the freedom of man. And so as we're practicing our social distancing, we just have to remember that it's not all about us, and it's about everyone else. So, without further ado, you want to know what is it that you have to do this week? Well, here in a second, I'm going to show you the update on the projects that we started back before we had our week off, and we'll show that to you on the board. In fact, why don't we just go to that right now? So we'll take a little walk up to the front. And so, as of right now, the projects, we're going to scratch the interview piece of the rubric. The next thing, we're not going to go 3 to 5 minutes. We're only going to go 90 seconds. So you have to laser focus on the information that you want to cover for your 60s project. That's because we're going to be doing these on Flipgrid. And I think that's the easiest way for everybody to see them. And I think it'll be a good way to get going. Everything else should still be the same on the rubric. You can still turn in a works cited page to me. And then the last thing that's really important that everybody wants to know, when they are going to be due. Well, they are now due on April 3rd. And then I will send you the link the following Monday on March 30th so that you can start posting your videos. So I will give you that code to log into on Flipgrid, but not until the following week. So that's your update on the projects. Let me go back here to my desk and get JFK in the background since we're just coming off of the, well, not really coming off of, we're still doing the 60s. That's what your projects are all about, and obviously JFK started that. But you have 3 objectives for this week. The first one, and I will upload this on Google Classroom, it is Brown versus the Board of Education of Topeka, Kansas. What it is it's a little over a half a page. It's the actual words of the Supreme Court's ruling on that court case. Now, if you remember, Brown versus the Board was in 1954. It kicked off and sparked this civil rights movement that led to its height in the 60s. So you're going to read that, and I want you to actually mark it up. If you can do that online, that'd be great. And then there is one question to answer at the bottom of that of the reading, and it's, what case did this reverse, and how has that impacted lives of today? The second objective for the week is, and it's kind of a long question right there, and I will post this picture as well to Classroom, but we looked at a lot of key civil rights events. I want you to write up a half-page summary description of, in your eyes, which of the following civil rights events was the most beneficial to the overall success of the civil rights movement. You could choose Martin Luther King, you could choose Malcolm X, Rosa Parks, the SCLC, CORE, NAACP, SNCC, Birmingham, Freedom Rides, March on Washington, Black Panthers, Jackie Robinson, the assassination of JFK, or even Thurgood Marshall. I don't care which one you choose, but whichever one you pick, make sure that your half page is directed solely at that person and why you believe they were the most significant, or the event was the most significant to the success of the civil rights movement. So again, the first objective was the Brown versus the Board of Education reading. Second one, which key civil right event was the most beneficial? And then the last one, and this goes back to the week prior when we started our 60s projects, and some of you, maybe you started a little bit, and some of you were probably procrastinating like I would have done. And I want you to send me an email update based upon your progress thus far with your 60s topic. Now, again, I already mentioned this, but we will use Flipgrid to share, but not until the following week. Again, those are due on April 3rd. And again, as always, if you have any questions whatsoever about class, feel free to email me. That's probably the best way. And then my office hours are 8 to 9 in the morning, 8 to 9 at night. If you shoot me an email during the day, because that's when you're working, and I happen to check it and get back to you, then that'll be great. In fact, I'll probably have my computer open most of the mornings. And then as the day proceeds on, it will probably be a little bit more hit and miss. But, yeah, I mean, if you need something, just let me know. Contact me through email first. And then if you need voice discussion, voice directions, we can definitely do that over the phone, or we can find some other mean. We can even Zoom back and forth if that's what we need to do. So again, this is not ideal for anybody, and so let's help each other to make this the best that it can be. and have a great week. And hopefully it warms up a little bit, and hopefully the news on the corona continues to improve or get a little bit better. So thank you very much. March 23rd, Juniors American History.